Buy the merch. MataraCon.shop. Buy the merch. Buy the merch. It's until January 15th. MataraCon.shop. If you order now, it ships now. Buy the merch. Now we're about to finally have our sweet, incredible collaboration with Hime Hajime herself, the queen. It's time to judge your sins, Momos. Ooh, there she is. There she is. There she is. Hello.
Hello.
How are ya?
So good. How are you, baby girl?
I'm good. I'm so excited to have you here with us today.
Hello, everybody. I'm VSHOJO member Hime Hajime.
Okay, I'm gonna put you in front of me so you kind of look like my child.
Thank you. I need to be held.
To my breast.
Mother knows breast, after all.
The sins of the many Momos shall be reflected by the sins of the few Momos. The sins of the few Momos shall be reflected by the sins of the many Momos. Let us begin with the confessions. Would you like to begin with the first one?
Okay, so it says, I'm not here for forgiveness, but I must confess. After a joke gotten out of hands and misinterpreting the words of my Kami Oshi, I committed the sin of looting her by drafting an erotic comic featuring her. I never finished it because I realized the error of my ways halfway through. Oh, but shortly after I drew her in a virgin killer sweater, and holy Momo, I cooked with that one. Bro! First one, and it's like this, Jesus!
We're starting off strong. Do we believe that this Momo deserves redemption for their sins?
Bro, no! There's no coming back, bro. You need to burn for that one.
I believe their biggest sin is not going all the way. I think
That's
putting
exactly what I
one
was
foot in
thinking.
and 1 foot out is a biggest crime than putting both feet in. Would you agree?
Oh, 100%. That's like the #1 issue here is like the sin is, first of all, not sharing it. Second of all, being a and not finishing it. I'm sorry, I said it. I said it.
You said it.
I had to. You know what? We don't like quitters. We don't like
Absolutely
quitters
not.
in this stream.
I think I will sentence you to completing said erotic comic featuring your Kamiyoshi. And until
think
you
that's
do,
fair.
I declare you a sinner.
Yes.
In the name of the Father Gunra, the Son Mountain Dew, and the Holy Spirit VSHOJO.
VSHOJO.
VSHOJO. A while
do it,
back
babe.
at the restaurant, Buffalo Wild Wings had a promotion where for $20 you got unlimited wings and fries. So on a random Wednesday at like 9 p.m., I went in there alone and ate like 40 boneless original buffalo wings and 3 orders of fries. I felt so judged just sitting alone at the table alone, wolfing down my delicious spicy wings. Worth it though.
Bro, that's not even a sin. That's just living good.
I'm not seeing a sin either. First
Yeah,
of all,
like-
who would judge you other than God and us, right? And the chicken
100%.
wings. There's nothing to judge. There's nothing to fear.
Legit, if I could eat that many, like, you're gonna get your $20 worth. Like, that's just living it up.
I will say I can find maybe a slight sin in here. Boneless chicken wings are basically chicken nuggets, which is fine. Chicken nuggets are delicious.
No, it's not. That's actually the only sin here.
Yeah.
That's, guys, bone in or get the Why do you want something filtered? Like, why do you want something that not... You know what? That's the sin. Now I'm saying it to only eating bone-in chicken wings.
You came to us a non-sinner, but we have deemed that you have sinned. From now on,
Yep.
we...
We sentence you to bone-in prison.
Yes, you must be boning in prison. We sentence you to prison, solitary confinement, and until you eat 40 bone-in original buffalo chicken wings, you will not be coming out. I like that.
That is a fair judgment, man.
Father, son, VSHOJO.
VSHOJO. In high school, I was friends with a girl and friends with the girlfriends. It was the band department. Everyone was both a nerd and a friend.
Wink, wink.
Okay, that's not unusual. That's pretty normal. By the end of my senior year, I was asking her friends if I could ask her, girl X, out, and they were all telling me yes. But I was too shy and nervous to try. Eventually, we were all sitting in the band room after a concert, and a mutual friend stood up and said, you know what? I'm gonna go ask her out for you. Then marched off across the room to girl X. She came back a minute later and said, girl X says, yeah, of course she'll go out with you, but you kind of have to walk over and ask her yourself. I said I needed to use the restroom, hid in there for an hour, then avoided all contact with her for the rest of the year. But I later found out she kind of became a political extremist, got arrested once or twice for violent things, became a proud flat earther and a few other crazy things. Was I just a shy sucker with no confidence, or did I ultra instinct dodge a bunch of red flags that didn't even exist yet? Okay, this one's definitely...
Listen, can I just say it? You were a but it might have served you right.
I do agree. Like,
what if the real sin here is that because of you, you didn't save her? You could have saved her. If you were there and you asked her out, she would have known love and she would have been a good woman. But instead, you started her villain arc. Listen, I think your cowardice has caused great anguish and pain to this sweet young girl. And for that, I sentence you to 3 years of celibacy.
Oh, what if he's already celibate?
To 3 more years of celibacy, damn it.
I sentence you to go pick a random woman you find off the street attractive and ask for her number.
And the first 10 women you do that to will reject you. And you will forget that it's the first 10 women that you do that will reject you. So every time you'll come to women and you won't know why they're rejecting you.
VSHOJO.
VSHOJO. It was this one time where I went online and downloaded a game from, exchanging legal tender for goods and services. Hey, I don't see anything wrong with that.
You know, you're just doing what you gotta do.
But because you have confessed, that lets me to believe that you have a guilty conscience somewhere. For some reason, you feel guilty somewhere, and I need to give you punishment. So I punish you to buying a bunch of games on Steam that you're never gonna play again, and then you're just gonna have a lot of games.
You have to live like the rest of us.
Yeah, that's what you deserve.
That is a very fair punishment, I think. That's the only way that you're gonna repent.
I agree. VSHOJO.
VSHOJO. We gotta make sure that they go to V-Heaven, right?
V-Heaven, exactly.
Revan. Sometimes if I eat foods that upset my tummy the night before work, oh God, I will get gassy in the following morning. So I time my farts so that as I'm commuting to work, they blow away in the wind from the subway train arriving at my station, so no one knows it was me. So wait, are you subjecting a bunch of people who are getting ready to have to go to work to smell your farts in the morning? There's no redeeming that.
Oh my God. They blow away in the wind.
Blow away in the wind in front of the station where everybody's getting off to go to work.
Oh God.
Stinky buns. It's like, imagine like, oh I have to go to work. I'm already at the station. And then you smell some guy's ass out of nowhere and be like, every goddamn morning.
I have an idea on how we can punish them.
How?
I want to sentence them to being stuck in an elevator with people on them that will not stop farting.
And also the elevator breaks down and you're stuck there for a good 3 hours.
Yeah, they could be a great conversationalist, but they will not stop farting. And if you ask them about it, they will deny it. But like, I think the word is like vehemently, right? Where they just, they will not stop denying it. Even better, they'll pretend you're farting.
They'll literally gaslight you into thinking their farts are yours.
Yeah, for the crime of subjecting innocent people willingly to your smelly farts, you will be gas. Get it? Gas? All right, I like this. If we are in agreement, is it time?
VSHOJO. What?
Oh my God, the next one. Matara isn't my favorite VSHOJO member.
Matara isn't? He did not. Imagine this blasphemy, this dishonor in front of us?
I sentence you to never being noticed by your Oshi or your Kami Oshi, to the point where they notice the person right above you and they notice the person right below you in chat. The moment you get to their meet and greet, it just capped. You were the last, or maybe even you're the last person in the meet and greet. And as you come to meet them, sorry, they have to run away somewhere else. You will always miss your Kami Oshi by just a moment.
And it's not because it's a mistake, it's because they don't want to see you. I said it. Nobody says that to my baby. Banished to the desert.
Oh, it is what it is.
VSHOJO. VSHOJO. My sin is of greed and sloth. I used to be frugal and not spend a dime. Then, in 4 years, I went on a spending spree after losing control and spent over 40K on anime and VTuber merch. I stopped tracking around the 40K mark, which was between 2017 and 2021, but estimate at this point, it probably reached 60K. I started to heavily slow down since the tracking helped me realize I could have invested the money in a home. I don't completely regret it as I did buy the items I wanted, but at the same time, a lot of it was bought simply to own and left to collect dust or in the box. Luckily, I can likely recoup 10 to 20K depending on luck, since some of stuff didn't decrease in value or increased. But it's definitely a big time investment to even do that. Made a resolution to heavily cut down spending, and it's not back to being frugal, but definitely less than I was spending in 2017 to 2021. Jesus, my guy. I mean, in fact, you already like repented. I don't think that sounds like something like happened and then suddenly you were like, it, let's do it. Like, it's kind of like something must have happened, and I hope, you know, like, you're okay now, but like, oh my God, that's a lot.
I mean, at that point, you know, it can also be kind of a shopping addiction. I agree with you that I do feel they're kind of on the path to absolution, so I don't want to punish them too hard. So a punishment may not be needed, but if we simply let them roam free, a lesson will not be learned.
That's true.
You've already told us that you're cutting down on your spending heavily. I think something that would be very important for you to understand is every single time that there is a merch that comes out, or maybe a new anime comes out and you want to buy the merch, you must get better at picking out one item or maybe having $1 amount. I will not spend more than 50. I will not spend more than 100. I will only buy one item.
I think that's fair. At 20 Hail Mataras, yes.
And I was gonna say, I think you are one of our first momos that is not being heavily punished. Think about your actions. And again, absolutely, you could have invested the money in a home.
Exactly.
I agree.
Yep.
VSHOJO.
VSHOJO.
Forgive me, Matara, but when I drink wine, I exclusively drink from a big cardboard box. It's just a better value. You know what? I sentence you to continue enjoying the drink that you enjoy and enjoy the hangover that will come to you, because it might not come today, it might not come tomorrow, but I promise you, after the age of 25,
it's coming.
Oh, it's coming. And it don't
Lord,
stop coming.
Fucking coming.
Oh my God. It's unstoppable. Absolutely agreed. It would be awful and atrocious.
Mata, forgive me, for I have sinned. I am a shower pisser. I can't help it. It just feels right. Am I worth salvation?
What do you think about shower pissing?
Dude, I piss in the shower every day.
Is this your confession?
No, it's not.
I think you are worthy of salvation. But in order to be worthy of salvation, I sentence you to being in a bath filled with your water while you're taking a bath 3 whole times. And only then will I give you salvation.
That's good.
What do you think?
That's good. I agree. Like, that's like VSHOJO, you know, like that's it.
VSHOJO.
I left an empty can of Boyardee ravioli on the counter for 2 weeks. The other day, I found a whole new life form had birthed itself inside. Then I just let it sit in the recycling for a few more days. I was too attached to let it go. My poor sweet alien life form, so white and fluffy. Should have ate it. Should have let it grow inside of you. You made a life form and you didn't even like give it the chance to really live.
Oh my God. So this to me is one of the biggest crimes you could commit.
Yeah, that is pretty gross. Like, what I'm wondering is if an empty can was out just for a few days and it was empty and there's really nothing much in there, then how did it grow mold? I mean, it could get the mold from the residue, but it's like, was it really just a few days?
No, they said 2 weeks.
Longer?
2 weeks.
Oh yeah, 2 weeks, you're right.
Yeah.
Who leaves it out for 2 weeks? That's just dirty.
Listen, the can of ravioli on the counter is forgivable, but you have brought my sweet Hime to screaming. So because of that, I sentence you to repent by cleaning your dishes with her toilet brush.
That's fair. That's fair.
I think that is a fair punishment.
That is a fair punishment.
Would you have anything else to add?
Just eat it next time. VSHOJO. VSHOJO. Jesus Christ.
Shoujo. Please forgive me, Matara Mama, for I have sinned. For I have commissioned artwork of you, Doki, and Min from Sket. The really fun, spicy kind of artwork. First of all, there is nothing wrong with polygamy, polyamory, all that fun stuff. But mint is not to be shared. So you have committed the grave crime of sharing my stinky girlfriend with another VTuber. That is disgusting, and I am appalled. This is.
You need a minute to think about. Like, I can't believe this is clearly like NTR in the making. We can't.
Yeah,
we can't let it be, Mata. They're literally subjecting you to your lover, to your baby girl being taken by another. That is more worse.
I sentence you from now on. Anytime you see any kind of erotic art, whether it's in anime form, in real form, in art, it just becomes a blank page. You just don't see anything. You will never see anything erotic like that ever again.
Yes, I agree.
I sentence you to No Nut November, but No Nut 2025.
The spell has been casted.
Ooh.
Nothing.
VSHOJO. VSHOJO.
Often imagine scenarios where Matara holds me close, pulls my head to her chest, and comforts me as I cry or lament, giving me praise, affirmation, advice, and all the like as a way to make myself feel better, pick myself back up, relax, work through my struggles, and even sleep better, whether I was having a bad day or not. That's just kind of cute.
That is sweet. Do you think they have committed any sins?
The sin of being a simp.
Which is not a sin. We love the simping.
This must this is Michi's confession.
Yeah, I think people are. I think this is so sweet and so cute. But because clearly you have a little bit of guilt somewhere here, I sentence you.
Sends you to kisses.
Oh, kisses on the forehead.
No.
Oh, I sentence you to getting a kiss on the butt cheek from Matara. And if she does end up cannibalizing you, it is what it is. All's well that ends well.
We can't have vor in every single kiss.
But we can try. VSHOJO.
I agree. VSHOJO, baby.
Forgive me, Mata, for I have sinned. I never could make friends as a child. All of my friends would steal from me or use me in some way ever since I was a child. I'm so sorry to hear that. Once I got to middle school, I got into a friend group. Although I felt they still used me, it was not as bad as others in the past. I stayed friends with everyone, with one of them becoming a best friend. However, I never felt like friends even with them. We grew up together and graduated high school together, after which he came to live in my family's home for a couple of years. This made it hard for me to continue my own life when he was essentially a roommate. I got really depressed and told my therapist that I should cut him out of my life. We kicked him out but still stayed friends. I finished college and still associate with him. I plan to stop being friends, but I am both scared of him and having no friends. So I've been ghosting him for the last couple of years. I don't know how to cut him off, and I'm feeling bad for stringing the relationship on for so many years. What should I do? How can I repent for my sin? Note, he has violent tendency and owns a gun and constantly says he will use it on people he hates.
Jesus Christ. Okay, that was the ending really kind of...
Yeah. That was a big serious one.
Truthfully, I will say, before the end, I do think you have to take care of yourself, and you have to make sure, put yourself first. And if you feel like somebody living with you is taking advantage, or if you feel like you can't like live your normal life, but you're living, right?
Yeah, I kind of let the friendship fizzle out if I were you. Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. And, you know, if somebody comes up to you and they seem like they're very, very aggressive or very things like that, I think it's fine to just kind of be like, hey, you know, it's not that deep. Like, I'm just kind of busy with life, you know, and just kind of just slowly make more distance and be like, hey, it was, you know, good hanging out. Sorry, I'm just new work, new job, new friend, new pal, new everything.
I don't think there's any punishment to give because it seems like the situation is a punishment enough.
Yeah, I agree. I hope that your situation improves very rapidly. And I really hope that as you start kind of like, it's not ghosting, but just getting busier with your life. And if your friend talks to you, just be like, hey, sorry, man, like genuinely so busy. I hope that it moves on and everything is fine.
VSHOJO.
Yeah. VSHOJO.
When I was 8, I went to a swimming class. I can already kind of see where this is going. With my classmates. I was swimming pretty good. Really enjoyed doing it after school. But my teacher was a very scary guy. I was so terrified of him. One day we were swimming. The pool is like 4 meters deep and 8 lanes wide. And I just had to shit. I was thinking of asking to go to the toilet, but his face, it scared me. So I've done it. I shat in a big swimming pool.
Oh.
Thank God no one noticed it at the moment and I could go home. The next day we were notified there will be no swimming class next week because I had to change all the water and do a deep clean. I never got caught. I shat in a pool. I'm so sorry.
Oh my God.
Honestly, I'm scared because they probably left people to be in his shit water.
This is very funny. And the fact that you never got caught means we have to punish you now. The reason you came to us right now is because you have felt deep guilt over the story. And the only way they can be absolved is with some form of punishment. The next time they go to a hot tub and they are hot tubbing, by the time they get out of the hot tub, at the end, the 3-hour session of the hot tub, they notice there was a big turd floating.
Diarrhea. How could you miss diarrhea? But yes, I agree. That is the only way. I say, you know what? VSHOJO.
VSHOJO. In a fit of rage, I may have broken a door in a wall. Can I ever be forgiven?
It seems more of like an anger issue thing. I think like that's more of like you should talk to somebody.
So I do think you being in a fit of rage is already a punishment, but how can we put this person on the path to absolution, Hime? How would I sentence you to releasing your anger? What if we sentence this person to start having a lot of diarrhea? It's kind of hard to be angry at the world when you're spending your time pooping, and maybe, just maybe, instead of punching walls, could be pooping in a hot tub sometime.
Oh my God, it comes full circle! I feel like that is incredibly perfect.
All jokes aside, most importantly, if you are getting that much anger, there's so much stuff that you can do to kind of release that. That could really, really help.
Yeah, I agree. VSHOJO.
VSHOJO.
Dear Mata, it has been many years since my last confession, but I believe I may have fallen for a space roach. Her beauty, I swear, draws beings from all over the multiverse, including me, for but a glimpse. Her composure and giving nature is renowned among her friends. Let me not forget her ferocity, the viciousness beyond what could be considered legendary amongst her enemies. Though for me, what has sold my heart is her heart. I must ask for forgiveness for these feelings that could be seen as cringe. They aren't seen as cringe, my guy. They are cringe.
Don't say that. Listen, I think it is so sweet that you have fallen in love with this space cockroach. I don't know who she is, but she sounds like she has a big heart and even bigger breasts. It's hard not to fall in love, correct?
Exactly. Especially when you see such beauty in front of you.
Yeah, but because you see it as cringe, I feel that I'm forced to give you a slight punishment. I punish you that she calls you chat accidentally a lot.
That's harsh, Masa.
It is harsh, but it is what it is. VSHOJO.
VSHOJO!
When I was in an active World of Warcraft guild, I befriended our priestess. We met in real life and hit it off. Started hanging out constantly. Always talking to each other. Visiting each other, even though we live in different cities. Girl, that's like you and I. That doesn't seem like a sin, right? She was married to our warlock, and since a bunch of us thought he was kind of creepy, I low-key was trying to split him up so I could start dating her. I didn't succeed, but it was still kind of messed up of me. She never cheated, but we spent a lot of time together, and I only imagine what her husband must have thought. Forgive me or devour me, I care not, for in either I shall be blessed. P.S. They're still together and have kids now, so whatever damage I did in the short term, everything did wind up working out for them. They were probably very young. They also said they regretted it. Listen, everybody at some point makes mistakes here and there, and they did seem like they acknowledge it, but not fully, because you said it was still kind of messed up of me.
Kind of?
Kind of?
I see what you're saying. Like, but personally, I think that's very f***ed up that you only think that's somewhat f***ed up. You spend time and you put them, like, you clearly wanted to be with them. But bro, if she's married.
Listen, I think you are on the road to redemption. I think you have already changed and done a lot, but we sentence you to never find enjoyment in a massively multiplayer online role-playing game ever again.
Especially one that involves warlocks.
VSHOJO.
VSHOJO. I am sorry for my sins. I may be the stinkiest Momo. I have gone multiple weeks without showering. The brain worms are strong.
Look, I gotta be honest with you. The only times that I go really long periods of time without showering is when I am not happy.
Yeah.
So I think you may already be going through punishment enough. We sentence you to having repair people come to your house to check on little things every day. So you have to shower and you have to clean your house. Like something has to happen every day for the next month or two. What do you think?
Yeah, it's something to make you get up every day and want to make yourself feel presentable for.
Yeah.
You're forgiven. You're forgiven. You try now. That's your punishment. VSHOJO.
When I was a kid, 8 years old, I convinced my younger sister, 7 years old, that I was a hairdresser and took some scissors and cut a giant wedge out of her fringe. Hairdresser couldn't fix it, so they had to give her a boy's haircut.
Oh, you know that sister lives with that.
This is a big, big, big thing for her. Yup.
Forgiveness would not be in my timeline. That is such a big brother coded thing to do.
Well, is balding the solution? Are we sentencing them
I
to
think it's
balding?
only fair that she shaves his head. Like as a little sister, I would definitely be like, the only way I could feel definitely be like, oh, you're balding.
How about we sentence them to, like, it's not so balding that they should absolutely commit to shaving their head, but it's just getting there enough where it's a big enough decision.
Yeah, people are like, oh, should you, shouldn't you?
Yeah.
I agree.
VSHOJO.
VSHOJO. I am a really bad sinner. I look up and save R34 and other artworks, etc. of my VTuber Oshis, like VSHOJO's Matara and Melody, and other cute VTubers, and several others. The folder is already 12 gigabytes big. Oh my god. Also, they even have artworks with collars. I know I am a really severe sinner, but I regret nothing. Another sin would be that I scolded a Karen customer with her being a disappointment for her mother, which made her cry. I won't apologize for this one either. I feel it's time for my judgment. I accept any outcome. Bro, we are in confessionals. If you regret nothing, then why are you here, brother?
Oh my god. What if you accidentally sent your folder to somebody?
To your parents.
You're going in.
That's the only way that I made my judgment, but clearly I always go for the throat.
We weren't gonna punish you that harshly, but because you said, I feel it's time for my judgment, I accept any outcome, and you're not apologizing, we have to punish you severely for that. Twice they didn't apologize. So we sentence you to sending that whole folder to your parents in a way that they can absolutely open it and know that it's from you. VSHOJO.
VSHOJO.
Forgive me, Roach, for I have sinned. I once called out to my duo in a shooter game that a guy was one shot, knowing full well he was not, in fact, one shot. Do I have any chance of salvation? I sentence you to getting into a game with Apricot and having her give you call outs the whole game. Like, he's down, he's one shot, he's got a small, he's taking the shot. That is your punishment.
That's probably the worst British accent I've ever heard. But yeah, I'll go to the next one, VSHOJO.
Yeah, VSHOJO, this was perfect.
I've stolen a total of 10,000 euros over the years. 2, when I was younger, let's say 10 to 12, me and my cousin went to second base. 3, I called my teacher mom for the whole class. P.S. She was wasn't my mother. 4, I did a classmate stepmom that I didn't get along with. What? He did his classmate's stepmom? How old were you? This must be fake. This is fake.
Okay, how about this? How are we punishing them?
It seems like they're making their life punished enough. First of all, I do not think I could like keep living if I did anything like that with my cousin.
I sentence you to being forced to buy merchandise of your least favorite YouTuber or
I think so
VTuber or Twitch streamer for the grand sum of 10,000 euros.
I sentence you to have to watch Oremo. All right, VSHOJO.
All right, VSHOJO. Yeah. Not much to say. Not much to say. At the general store I used to manage, I found $200 bills lying on a shelf in one of the aisles. I immediately kept 100 and gave the other to my coworker. Later that night, a very distraught customer came in asking if I had seen the money. Any other time, I would have immediately given it up without question, but this particular customer had once flipped out on my coworker, the one holding the other 100, so badly that she cried in the break room. The flip out involved very personal remarks. Thought about that in that moment and sort of just knee-jerk reacted to saying no to the customer. They searched the store for a while and stayed away and then they left. They were pretty upset and it kind of hurt to do that, and $200 is not a small amount of money at all. But in the moment, on that day, I felt justified. I only feel guilty about it now, a couple of years later.
Like, it's not good, like, to obviously, you stole money, but it does feel like, you know, the person probably deserved it, like a justified murder.
We will forgive you, but you must donate $125 to charity. Yes, you are losing $25, but you did lie to the little man and he might have really needed that money, you know?
He really, yeah, like, justified karma, I do agree.
I like that. VSHOJO.
I think VSHOJO. I woohooed in a church elevator once after services. How would you not get caught? Are you kidding me?
I don't know, in an elevator? Like, how are you? Did it last like 3 seconds?
I don't know if that's as much of a flex as he thinks it is. I feel like it must have lasted like just like less than a minute.
Listen, no. If it's after services, that means everybody's gone. But if everybody's gone, there's other places, no?
After services, nobody just really leaves the church. If this is real, that you would have lasted more than a few seconds. I think that's already like a punishment enough.
I think the punishment could be severe simply because you have a really cool story. So the fact that you have a really cool story to say you screwed right in a church elevator after services means like that's a really cool party story to tell people. So because of that, how do we get you back with that?
I just feel like it's punishment enough that he probably only lasted a few seconds. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You know what? You're right. How about this? Very randomly in your life, you will have that happen again.
You're gonna jizz your pants.
Yeah, you'll never know when. We sentence you to that.
VSHOJO.
VSHOJO. Every time I play Lethal Company with my friends, I manage to kill someone at least once and get away with it. It will always happen whether I run them over with the truck, leave them behind to die to a monster, or listen to my intrusive thoughts when I find a weapon. Smiley face.
Isn't Zen?
I was gonna say, since we think it might be Zen, how about we sentence them to play with Zen?
Yeah, see who kills each other first. That's very fair.
We sentence you to play Lethal Company with not 1 Zen, but somehow the Zens will multiply with 3 Zens every time, and you have to keep playing it every single time.
Yep.
VSHOJO.
I agree. The VSHOJO, bro.
VSHOJO.
I got a lot of detention in school for just not doing homework. I skipped, then I went to my school's gym to work out until my best friend finished band practice. It was almost a daily routine. My parents never knew because my teachers never reached out. That's just being a kid. That's actually kind of cute.
Yeah.
I think this is cute. I don't even know if you can punish that. That's
yeah,
just
me
adorable.
neither. This is very cute. You know what? What if we were too harsh on people? What if now I sentence you to run into your best friend randomly at a gym sometime in the future in another country? Like you just go for travel, you go into your hotel gym and you run into your best friend again.
Yeah.
And you're like, bro,
then,
what up?
Yeah, you'll run into each other.
Be
That will be
cute,
your punishment.
You know? Yeah, I like it. Very cute.
Like, it's cute. VSHOJO.
VSHOJO. Dear Mother Matara, please forgive me for I have sinned. I skipped your streams on Saturday just to watch my college football team lose in heartbreaking fashion. Although my team was just and the other team was full of doo-doo heads, I must ask, what can I do to wash away the sin and also restore some football luck?
Honestly, you wanna know how? It's to not ever turn off the subathon.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch all of it and never turn it off.
Yep. Also, let's be honest, I think watching your college football team lose in a heartbreaking fashion is already quite the punishment. I already feel for you, but I do agree that to restore the luck, I would say that you have to keep the subathon open every single day. You just have to have it on a monitor. And I would also encourage you to bring yourself over to matarakon.shop and see if there's anything in there, but maybe that will help luck shine upon you. VSHOJO.
That's just good value.
That's just good value. Would you have
VSHOJO.
anything to add here?
No, I was considered a shining example of a petty officer during my time in the Navy. Unfortunately for them, I became bitter and took one thing that virtually everyone loves. A heavy foul weather parka. Brand new, the week I was leaving the service. It's still cozy. Jesus!
I'm guessing it's like a really big warm coat.
Dude, I'll take that too, damn.
Technically, is it really stealing if you were working for the government and you pay taxes to the government, so you're just taking back what's yours?
Yeah, the government f***ed us enough. Just take it. You know, the punishment was also that like, it didn't seem like you had many friends in the Navy. Everybody thought you were petty.
I think that's a rank. Am I crazy? Yeah, it's a rank. You thought it's just like, oh, he's petty. He's petty. It's okay, Hime. How about this? Okay, hear me out. Instead of them losing the parka, what if we curse them to maybe having like somebody they really love the parka, and basically like steal it from them?
That's fair.
So they get to see the parka all the time, and they still know that they stole from the Navy, but they no longer get to appreciate the parka that they love.
Yes. Okay, that's fair. I feel like that's VSHOJO. VSHOJO. For real, for real.
VSHOJO. For real, for real. This happened to me back in high school when I was on one of those band Goodwill tours across Europe. A bunch of American kids and orchestra, band, choir playing different venues in Europe. It was fun, but I was pretty immature. I needed time to grow up. Anyway, at one point in the tour, everyone has a couple of hours to burn in a notable Austrian city. I'm all by myself, exploring, having fun, when I suddenly realized I need to go now. There were no bathrooms nearby, and ended up in what I thought was a quiet wooded area. Thought I'd found a good spot. This wall that seemed like it'd be out of sight took care of business. But as soon as I got done, I realized that someone had seen me. It was a monk. I chose the wall of a monastery. To say I was horrified is putting it mildly. I'm still embarrassed by this today. Am I worthy of being forgiven?
What if that was scary, Mata? Would we forgive?
Okay, I have a good idea. I sentence him to keep walking into that guy that keeps having sex in the elevator, accidentally being the one guy like putting the button into the elevator and being like, guys, I'm so sorry.
Oh my god. Yeah.
What do you think?
That's fair. Be fucking Shoujo.
Be
That's
Shoujo.
it, bro.
That is
Be
so
Shoujo.
funny.
When I was in the first grade, I got really sick and asked the teacher if I may be excused to go to the nurse's office. She rejected my request and I started to feel worse. And so I raised my tiny hand again. When she asked me what I needed again, but instead of speaking, I accidentally ended up projectile vomiting onto the back of my classmate. It was my first time throwing up. So I immediately started crying and trying not to throw up again. And only then did the teacher finally allow me to leave. I was kept home for a week and forgot that I never apologized to the classmate for throwing up on them until some years ago. How do you not forget, bro?
I think the trauma of this happening.
Oh my
to
god.
them.
I feel bad about never apologizing. If that classmate is Momo today, I'm so sorry for throwing up on you. You don't forget something like that. If I got thrown up on, I would always remember the warmth.
Is that what we're doing then?
Having them be thrown up on?
We sentence you to also experiencing warm projectile vomit from like, but it could be a kitty, a puppy, or something. Also, I'm so sorry.
I guess all of us have probably been puked on by like an animal or something.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It was the not apologizing for me. VSHOJO.
VSHOJO.
I lied to my parents when they ask me how my college courses are going. I tell them I'm getting A's and B's, but in reality, I'm tanking bad. I've since tried to make it right by doing my absolute best to stay onto my classes. Matara, please forgive me. I just think that's like everybody.
Yeah.
I've done that.
Okay. I think them tanking their classes is kind of punishment enough, but we need to kick their ass into gear.
Yeah. You better get your grades up now.
How about I sentence them to no more Twitch television until they ace their exams.
So we get up to those A's and B's.
Yeah, until you get up to those A's and B's, no more Matara Con VSHOJO. No more Hime Hajime VSHOJO.
Yeah, no more.
No more.
VSHOJO.
VSHOJO.
No more.
I adore you. Thank you for joining us. If anybody does not yet know Miss Hajime, please drop her the biggest freaking follow.
Please, everybody. Thank you, baby girl. All right, I'll talk to you later, baby.
Bye, darling. Bye-bye.
Bye.